Hello, comrades. Today's a very special day. Today is Tuesday. But you know what happens on a Tuesday? You see, upon doing my research, I've come to the conclusion all good things have come on a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday was, of course, a Tuesday. Top 10 Tuesday is the next great Tuesday. People say, make Tuesday great again. I'm going to make Tuesday great again. Not that it ever wasn't great, but it's getting even better now. You heard it right, folks. Today and every other Tuesday will be Top 10 Tuesday. Today, for the Tuesday, we're talking a very important subject. We're talking Top 10 favorite video games from this guy, me. But before I start off, I just want to bring to light, I didn't have them for Madness Monday, but Original Pringles, also not sponsored by them, but the Original Pringles, best Pringle flavor there is. Don't at me or whatever you kids say these days, because if you do, I'll just prove you wrong, because they're the best. I'm gonna eat one before I start, or two. Before we start, I want to make known some rules. What I judged the game on was just solely on whether if I liked it more than the next. Nothing really big, no criteria. Although I will say, if I didn't finish the game, if it wasn't a completed game that I had beat all the way through, from beginning to end, I didn't include it. There is actually one exception with the honorable mentions. I'm going to start off, I guess you could say it's like top 10, and then I have 5 honorable mentions. They're not really in an order, but I guess you could say like the 15th, the one that, just barely made the list, was Earthbound. Great game. Haven't played it all the way through, but it's a great game. RPG. I'm not a big fan of RPGs, but it's actually really good. I have to admit, it's good. It's actually the dialogue, 10 out of 10 dialogue, draws you in. It's hilarious. I haven't finished it, so maybe I'll tell you more about it when I finish it. Next game, I guess not really numbered, but you got SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I'll admit, I don't play as many WWE games as I used to, and really I don't play as many sports games as I used to, although I am a big sports fan, and WWE, even though it's but still a great game. If I had to pick one of any type of sport game, I would pick 2007 SmackDown vs. Raw. Great soundtrack, it's got great game modes, perfect game. You got another honorable mention. I would say for this one, it's kind of weird. You got any of the Halo 1 through 3s. I played through, beat the Halo 3 campaign, played through, beat the Halo 2 campaign. That was a long time ago. Because Halo 4 is good. I'd say it's got obviously the better, more options and maybe better online, but that's not as big now because I don't think as many people play. And then you have the original, which obviously the original is just out of respect because it started this franchise. I didn't even really start playing Halo until not even the whole last year, maybe the beginning of this year, I would say, because I never really owned Halo until the beginning of this year. It's a great game. I had obviously played it before. When I first played Halo, my first Halo was Halo 2. When I was super young, played it with a good friend. Beat the campaign all in one night. Super cool. Great game. I love it. That's probably my favorite. But Halo 3 is obviously, it's just as good. I feel maybe if Halo 2 is a 99 out of 100, then Halo 3 would be a 98 or 97 out of 100. It's just really close. And then you got Pac-Man World 2. Pac-Man World 2. Most people view Pac-Man games as just 2D games because that's what they're popular for. But Pac-Man World 2 was a platformer game, and it was a 3D world, I guess. Not so much 3D as in pop out at you, but 3D as in you can go more than just left and right and up and down. You can go at someone and away from someone. That out of the way. Great game. The only reason why I didn't have that in my top 10, and originally it's just really short in my opinion. Levels, kind of short. Like some of them, like especially the starting out ones, you can beat those in under like 5 minutes. Like the first like world or section or two, you know, especially some of the other ones like 3 minutes or less. Like you can fly through those. I mean, obviously if it's not your first time, you know what you're doing. And even later on, the second half of the game, they're still kind of like not very long. And so the game as a whole is, you play through, it's like, oh, this is good, wish there was more, and there's not. There was World 3, which is a good game, I like it, but definitely not in my top 15. And lastly, I'd say probably in my number 11th spot, Mario Party 5. Feels weird not to have a Mario Party game in there, and my only reason against having it in the top 10, which isn't necessarily anything against the game itself, but just the game series in general, you kind of need to have multiplayer. Like you need more than one person. You can play it on your own, but it's so boring. Like it just doesn't feel like a Mario Party. Like even if you make the CPUs like expert or hard or harder or intense or intimidating or whatever weird names they have for them, it's just not the same. It's not as crazy. It's not as wow. You know what I'm saying? You need that Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for that. Or Mario Party 5. Honestly, like the only reason I picked that one was because it's like the first one I ever played. You know, for nostalgia, I like it more. It's got, to me, like people complain on 5 for being the minigames too luck based. Bro, it's Mario Party. What do you think it's supposed to be? It's supposed to be luck based. But I think there's a good amount of skill games in there, like Hotel Goomba. Hotel Goomba is like one of my favorite, and like any of them in any of the Mario parties, just because it's like simple, but it's fun too. But honestly, like you could give me, if I would like stranded on an island, you could give me Mario Party 6, I'd be fine with that. You could give me Mario Party 7 if you give me the mic too, the little microphone. Mario Party 4 is like seems to be the favorite on the GameCube, which I don't mind. I like 4, but to me the boards are just kind of meh. But I could get by. Honestly, any of those would be fine. That's why it's like it's good, but yes, not in the top 10, unfortunately. Alright, starting out, number 10, we have The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Great game, so beautiful, even for the GameCube. Like, that's one a lot of people weren't sure about with the cell shading. It's a great game, it looks beautiful, it looks even beautifuler on the Wii U version, the HD. So beautiful, just so nice, such a great looking game. It ages very well, it doesn't look super old if you play it on the GameCube version. Like I can even go back and play that one and it's just fine. It's amazing. It's probably actually I can't say that. That would spoil the rest of the list. Can't say that, but it's a great game. I gotta be careful when I'm choosing my words here. And this game, along with many of the others on the top 10, I normally don't give spoilers for future games I'm going to play through on the channel, but it's safe to say that I would say most, if not all of these games I either have done a playthrough on my channel or will. Wind Waker will probably come at some point in time. That's just a fact. It's just a great game. It needs to be showcased. I love it. The expressions in the game is what gets me. That's what makes that one unique to me, because it's like Toon Link. He's got those, like, you can tell he's got emotion. Sometimes in games, like, he seems like a robot, but in this one, it's like he's cool, like he's a person. Number 9, Star Wars Battlefront 2, not the new one with the pay-to-win crap, the stuff, the loot crates. No, we're talking the original, the OG, the PlayStation 2. Well, even though it was on the original Xbox, and you can get it on Steam now, but I played on a PlayStation 2, and the majority of my friends did too. That to me that's the one. I don't know what it is. If you play on the Xbox version, I feel like the graphics are just not as good, or they're a little, like, I don't know. I feel like the PlayStation 2 is where you get the full, like, you get the best game and the nostalgic effect, both of them combined to make a great experience. You get it with a friend, you can play the campaign, you play Galactic Conquest, you can even play the instant action, play the heroes and villains, and do a Yoda and do like all these jumps and 100 feet in the air, and you can do Darth Maul and have dual lightsabers and all this cool stuff, all this amazing stuff. And you can do some of this action, do sling. I gotta put this up. Alright, anyways, enough excitement for that one. Number 8. Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash. You gotta have a Mario Kart on here, man. You don't have a Mario Kart on here, what kind of top 10 do you have? Double Dash, to me, the best. And what's blows my mind, they haven't tried to recreate the co-op, having one person in the front driving, having the other person throwing the items off the back. Like, I'm not saying that has to be the entire, like, mechanic of the next Mario Kart. Like, they have Mario Kart 8, they need to have Mario Kart 9, but there needs to be, like, a game mode where you can co-op and do, like, 2 people on the cart. That way, you can have your single-player card action, for the single player, or if you just, you're not wanting to co-op, you're wanting to go at it 1v1 mate, Final Destination, but on Mario Kart. Or you have the co-op, where you can team up, and it's kind of like another, like, you can say you do your Grand Prix or whatever in the co-op. That would be cool. It's a great game. Baby Park, man. Baby Park. If you don't 1v1 me on Baby Park, you're not a man, you're just a little woman. Not even a woman, you're a little girl. My friends will know I love Baby Park in an insane amount. You put the items on Insane, 4 people, Baby Park. It's kind of like, it's the opposite of my Smash Melee experience, where I go no items, 1v1, Final Destination, 4-stop. It's the opposite. It's all items, Insane, 4 people, Baby Park. Because you're literally just doing 7 laps around, and you can throw those big giant spiny shells and they'll just go up the median and just hit someone right in the face. It's an amazing experience. I don't know what else to say about it. Play it if you haven't, get it if you don't have it. Alright, number 7. It might be an underdog pick, it might be a little underrated game, but maybe most of you haven't played. Some of you might have, and I'll give you respect. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Battle for Bikini Bottom. Now, some of you might be saying, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? What? SpongeBob? A SpongeBob game on your top 10 favorite video games. Something's wrong with you. You're on some kind of drug. You drank some kind of alcoholic beverage that you shouldn't be drinking. And now, look what you've done. You've messed this up by adding a SpongeBob game to your top 10 favorite list. No, I would say none of that is true. I actually, in fact, made it better because SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. First off, it's available on GameCube, PlayStation 2, or the original Xbox. So, if you have one of those, before you even talk crap, you should get it and play it. But secondly, I think SpongeBob games and like TV games that are made after like TV shows or movies, sometimes they get a bad rep. You got games like Finding Nemo, I got some right here I was looking at. You got games like Finding Nemo, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, great movie, not a great video game. You got TMNT after the TMNT movie, it's kind of meh. You got like Robots. Robots is a beautiful game. The game is not as beautiful, but better than most would believe. You got like Power Rangers and stuff like that, which kind of meh. Then you got SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. And I don't think that's the only good one there. You got the SpongeBob movie game. It's actually a really good game. Creature from the Krusty Krab. Kind of weird, but also good. Revenge of the Flying Dutchman was kind of weird. That wasn't that great. It had weird cutscenes. But this game was so good. Like, it actually had like, they had progression, it had uprating, like it had skills, the level design was beautiful, the music, like, to me, audio, music, that's one of the best ways to win me over in this game, is just to have breathtaking music and experiences. Great game. There's just like, the golden spatulas, collecting the salt, you got your side quest, and then you got, it's not so much of a side quest, but you can like collect money, for Mr. Krabs, so it's got a few like 2 technical side quests, if you want to call it that. But it's a fun game that actually makes you want to 100% it. It's a lot better than most people would say, and I think it's something that it's very replayable. I think, in my opinion, even after 100%, it's still something where it's catchy. You get the song stuck in your head, and you're like, I'm not gonna sing them all because there's a ton of them. But all right, number 6. Now, I will say, number 6 and number 5 are very difficult, because, to me, they were both, like, neck and neck right here. There was, like, boop and boop, boop and boop. Like, well, do I do it this way, or do I do it this way? But the thing is, finally, I decided, there was a tiebreaker, and so I just had to look at my own personal experience and say, okay, split-second decision, which do I pick? Number 6, it's going to be Majora's Mask. Now, this will be interesting when you hear number 5, but number 6, Majora's Mask. Great game, second Legend of Zelda game in the top 10. Beautiful game. It's overshadowed by Ocarina of Time a lot. Not a negative rep, just like, it's not as good as this, or it's not this, it's not this. Well, Ocarina of Time had this, you can do this, but in Majora's Mask you can't do this, or you gotta do this. I think you need to stop looking at it as Ocarina of Time's sequel, or Ocarina of Time 2, or Ocarina of Time more side quests. Look at it as Majora's Mask. A lot of people don't like the 3-day time mechanic. I think they're just sissies that can't be good at a game. Stop being a sissy if that's you. Man up, beat the game, watch a future Let's Play I do on it, because I'll probably do one. It's beautiful, the mood, like the plot, like the whole story behind it. It's kind of weird because there's whole like lore or belief, not so much lore because it's not like canon or whatever, but belief that Link might be dead when he falls down at the beginning to this weird tree. This lands on the ground, like he falls a long time and even sees these weird visions. Is he dead? We'll never know. The moon is crashing down, kind of creepy, you know. That's why you need, 3 days, or else the whole world ends, or at least the world you're living in ends. There's this weird, creepy masked salesman dude who's like my favorite character in the Zelda universe. That's like, hey, bring me these masks, please. And then if you talk to him about bringing the mask, he shakes you, and it's crazy, weird, spoopy. But anyways, great game, beautiful. The clock tower, the last dungeon you play, one of my favorite dungeons in any Zelda game. Might be my favorite at all, just because the music, it's like catchy but spooky. It's mysterious, and then you go in at night and you do the whole dungeon upside down, or half of it you do it upside down, and it's really good about making you use everything, and it tells a story, everything you've learned and went through you got to use in this dungeon, and it's got a pretty neat boss fight. I'm not gonna spoil it, but great game.